All right. So, ladies, Legal Shield.
Yes,
when
ma'am.
you ladies just mentioned that you are all protected, what does that mean? Because I want people to understand what Legal Shield actually means and does beyond it just becoming a business for you all.
Okay. So, by way of collective buying power, the ladies that are sitting next to me, along with 4.6 million others nationwide, made the decision
Whew.
that we are no longer going to pay $250, $350 plus dollars
An hour.
an hour for legal representation. So we, along with those others nationwide, now pay a monthly premium. We pay $24.95 a month to be able to have access to our own law firms. There's over 9,000 attorneys nationwide that are ABA rated, right? They have combined experience of at least 22 years plus. So we're talking about law firms that are representing the LA Dodgers,
For the CBS Corporation.
CBS Corporation. I mean, we're talking about attorneys that are seasoned, veteran, and know their stuff in all 36 areas of law. So when we say we are protected, we are truly protected. And we are, because we paid this monthly premium, we pay the law firms over 6 figures monthly to represent us, to be their number one client and always on retainer. So, yes.
I like to sort of put it in reference to AAA. So we all pay a little bit into the AAA system on a monthly basis. And none of us all use our AAA tow truck, get your tire flat, get some gas at the same time.
Right.
But when it's my time to get my gas, then they're available for me, and it doesn't cost me any additional out of pocket. When it's Alicia's turn to get her tire fixed, then they can come and help her put her tire on. You know, those different things. So it doesn't matter where you are. When it's your turn to be able to utilize the service, you have access, in this case, to the law firms all across the country. Actually, no matter where you step off a plane, you are represented. You know, I have a son in LA right now, not LA, Sacramento. So he called the law firm here in Kentucky, because this is where he lives. They actually started talking about launching his new business, Hyperbolic. So, you know, he wanted to know if he should LLC or sole proprietor. Law firm gave him a call back in about 2 hours. Let him know after he spent an hour on the phone with them that wasn't something that he was going to be able to handle now, since technically he's in LA and the company's going to be, or Sacramento, the company's going to be based there. So he put him in on the line with an attorney out of California. So, but he knew who to call first. And then he was able to be properly, you know, counseled and directed to the next step of what would happen with his future business.
Okay. So let me ask this question. So when people sign up and pay the $24.95, which I'm going to give you guys a website, I'm going to put it in the comments, y'all. I promise y'all know I put everything in the comments. Somebody gets the service and they end up, let's say, needing representation for divorce, custody agreement adjustments, things of that nature. For the most part, would you say that they don't pay anything extra out of cost because of what the plan includes? Or there are cases that if, say, they exceed, because I know the plan comes with so many hours, right? Right, so
you actually just mentioned 3 different things. So.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, depending on the time frame the time frame which each plan comes with so many hours that is available to each member that signs up for this.
Well, that's for the trial defense. So if they're being sued in a civil lawsuit, then there's a certain amount of hours that you get every year, and then it caps out at like 600 and something hours on year 5. So in the beginning, you start out with a little bit of hours for civil lawsuit if someone names you in a lawsuit.
Okay.
But when you mentioned if someone's getting a divorce, we have 2 different areas. So everything outside of that is covered at 100%. The civil lawsuit has hours that's attained to it, and then you have something like bankruptcy, actual crime, a DUI, contested divorce is covered under 25%. But then your membership, your $24.95, covers an uncontested divorce. So uncontested divorce means we get along. I don't want to be with you. You don't want to be with me. Let's part our ways. Contested divorce means, I don't give a darn where you're going. You ain't leaving me. or have the fight may happen.
Right.
But they have their different areas.
Now,
where
let's
they
say
are
for
opposed.
people who have children, how does this help them in the aspects of saying, I have this service?
Awesome.
Oh, there's so many ways that
Right.
this helps. One, let's just say we have children that are adulting. And so having the coverage to be able to cover them is so key. So when your children are going off to college, we all believe that we have good children, but they don't always have the perfect friends.
Right.
So in those types of cases, say they go to a party and your good kid is with the kind of sort of good friend, but that friend is making wrong decisions, then they find themselves in a predicament. Well, your child actually has access to their phone, which they have with them all the time, and they can actually hit the emergency access button and be able to have their lawyer on the phone immediately at that point, and can get themselves possibly out of the situation that is at hand. I know a couple ladies have stories behind that that they can share, but that's one way.
Okay.
I have 3 daughters and 2 sons. One son who decides to be a professional wrong decision maker, and so he has
Love how
caused
you
us
put that.
A professional one.
yeah,
I have one of those too, ladies and gentlemen.
he's mastered the wrong decision making point of it. He just hasn't mastered what he's really setting out to do. So he's cost us quite a bit in legal fees. So on my personal end, not even just for my children, but for my personal businesses as well, this has been a lifesaver, because just in phone conversations, when I signed up, and this was maybe 6 months ago, I had to go back to my records, and I saw that I would have saved over $4,000 in phone conversations alone. I would have saved over $13,000 in having contracts reviewed, because I have a set contract that is 13 pages long that would be covered at 100% under my legal coverage. And so also with this son that makes these decisions, we keep a lawyer on retainer, and have been for years, and we happen to be grandfather clause in with him at $175 an hour and a $2,000 retainer. But at the end of the day, I don't want my son using up my retaining fee and adding on hours to things when I have my own personal things or business things that I need to be using that money for. And so saying all that to say, and I'll turn it over, is that being able to protect your children and to be able to hand them a tool that they can use when you're not around just helps me sleep at night.
Right, and especially in this day and age with so much happening with these, the traffic stops, as you said, parties, social media, just happening to be somewhere, it is important. So I want to touch on...
Before we go there, because I wanted to add on, and then you went all the way where I was thinking.
Okay.
Because 2 things. One, our kids have a right to call an attorney or remain silent, just as we all do. They don't have the right to call mommy or daddy or granny. Okay, so that's very and highly important in today's social climate. Okay, and then on top of that, if you don't have an attorney on retainer, then you might as well not have the right to call your attorney. Hear me, mamas. Okay, daddies, hear me. The law says you have the right to call an attorney, or you have the right to remain silent. That right to call an attorney is the right once you have Uncle Bob or, I don't know, the hammer, the claw, whomever on retainer. That means you're paying into something and they know that you're going to be calling them, which is not the case. That's why this service is so heartwarming, and while we're on that crusade of where we're sort of going next with having resources to our community, to parents to be able to say, hey, at the end of the day, when I can't protect my kid because they don't have the right to call me, then I've given them a tool that they never leave home without, because they are always running around with these cell phones, right?
Absolutely.
And we give them that real estate on the front of their cell phone to be able to tap their app and get in touch with their, in an emergency situation, get in touch with their attorneys. So that is super powerful, just to know that you have to have that attorney on retainer. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask this question, because I know I've got some followers. who are dealing with custody issues. How would this service benefit them?
So one of the key benefits that I want to touch on is the fact that you have unlimited
Yes.
consultation. Okay, so you've got, which I touched on earlier, is that you have 36 different areas of law, and family law is one of those, and what you just talked on. It is near and dear to my heart because we are a blended family, so I can speak from experience.
All of us.
All of us, as a matter of fact, right? So I think all of us, in some form or fashion, have had to deal with either custody or child support related issues or things of that nature over the course of the years. And so what this is, the initial off top, what the services render are the ability to call your specific law firm and ask questions pertaining to your circumstance. So anything in regards to child support, child custody, things of that nature, is as simple as tapping your app, calling the law firm, explaining that you would like to receive consultation regarding a custody issue or a child support concern, and I'd like to know what my rights are, where my circumstance, what that entitles me to or not. And within 4 business hours, the attorney will call you back specifically to answer or mediate or counsel you about whatever that concern is. So off top, you're getting the consultation that typically would cost an hourly rate to be able to get those answers immediate. Yes, those questions answered.
Now, if somebody said, got that advice, and they're like, okay, I need your services because I'm going through some things, what would be their next step?
So
and we're talking from the Louisville market, people. If you sign up somewhere else, I don't know the answers to that. Just FYI, people. But we're talking about here in the Louisville, Kentucky market with the law firm that is on retainer through Legal Shield or the Ladies of Justice here in Louisville, because that's who we're promoting.
Okun and Hintermeister.
What would be the steps that would next take? Would this person need to prepare to have X amount of dollars? Or would they go in and meet with this lawyer?
So the goal is obviously to try to keep it within the realm of the membership, if at all possible, because ideally we would like to cater to the actual client. Keep in mind that your consultation does not always guarantee that you're going to hear what you want to hear. However, it is telling you the truth and where you stand
and what's legal
in the law. So within the confines of the law, right? So, but if there is an instance where you do need representation in court, or it does reach outside the scope of the plan. Now, let's touch on the plan again and talk about the fact that they also do calls and letters on your behalf as well. So if it's a letter that may need to be written to another attorney that's representing the person that you're having your beef or issue with, or it is something that you need clarified with the child support office. I can speak on this personally myself. They've written letters on my behalf, and it's within the scope of that membership to help resolve that issue for you. So it's taking me out of the picture. Now, let's say that the calls, the letters, the consultation is not enough, and it didn't do it. Then yes, you will receive legal counsel that will represent you in court to be able to rectify your situation. But you will never, ever, ever, because you are a member, pay 100% for your legal services.
Okay, so once again, what she just said, I'm going to break it down. Y'all know my language. I know Miss Nadia, y'all language. She's saying basically you'll never pay at 100% for an attorney. So if the attorney fee is $250 an hour and you use 10 hours, that is $2,500. Let's do the math, people. And let's just say you only end up paying 25% of that, maybe even 10% of that. Please do the math, people. So paying $24.95 a month puts you in the realm of saying I can afford legal counsel and services to correctly and lawfully deal with whatever situation that may befall me, my children, my household, the people who are covered under your plan.